Hi Bob. A large number of people in the world today find it very hard to handle finances. Handling personal finances as well as family finances has become such a complicated subject.
I agree. The issue of personal finances as well as family finances has become a complicated subject around the world. Many people work for so many years, but at the end of it, they have nothing to show. They get so frustrated towards their retirement years simply because they can't be able to figure out what could have happened to all the money that they were paid over the years, simply because they have nothing to support their life after work.
What is your understanding of money?
I think the subject of money has not been taught in schools. Schools have not given it a priority, and therefore, many people run through the school systems without getting even the basic financial literacy. When they start making some money, they cannot be able to make the best use of that money so that it can be able to support them in the years after. Money is that which one earns, spends, saves, and invests. If you are not able to take the 4 steps, then it clearly indicates one has not been able to fully understand what money requires of them. It is unfortunate that after earning, many people spend, and that is the end of the game. They do not save, and therefore they do not invest. Year in, year out, they are earning, spending, and even overspending. This is where we go wrong along our lives.
How do you think we should approach earnings?
The best way to approach earnings is by understanding your income. How much is your income? After how long are you paid? It doesn't matter whether you are paid once in 2 weeks or on a monthly basis. What is most important in approaching one's earnings is trying to figure out how much do you earn in one day. If you are paid X amount of money, at the end of the month, divide it by 30 days so that you can be able to figure out how much you earn in one day. When you get to understand how much you earn in one day, it won't make any financial logic to spend more than you earn in that one day. I know many people are paid at the end of the month, and therefore they never take time to divide that earning so that they can be able to understand how much they earn in one day. If you get to understand how much income you get in one day, that will guide you so well to not spend more than you earn in that particular day. I know there are people who work and they are given their wages at the end of the day. They can be able to figure out how much they make in one day, and they know how much they need for their basic needs. Therefore, after deducting what they need basically, they can be able to put away the rest into their savings. But the greatest problem is for those who are paid once in 2 weeks or once per month. They end up spending in one day what they could have earned in a whole week, which doesn't make any financial sense. When you think about your earnings, you need to know how many avenues of earnings do you have. You need to diversify your sources of income. If you depend on one source of income, then the risk will be too big if you cannot be able to earn any longer through that one avenue. Just like a tree, it has got many branches, produces fruits from all the branches, and therefore, even if one branch may be cut off, the tree will continue producing fruits from the other branches. Let's learn from that. Try as much as you can to diversify your sources of income so that you are not stuck if you can no longer acquire your income through one avenue. COVID-19 pandemic was a good example of what life can be if you have invested only in one source of income.
How do you think we should approach spending?
The best way to approach our spendings is by having a budget. A budget is the best tool to guide one's spendings. If you do not have a budget, then your spending will be out of control. And when your spending is out of control, you can be sure you will find yourself deep into debt. When you're deep into debt, you know what happens afterwards. You can never be able to get the financial freedom, liberty that you could be desiring. Many people fail terribly when you talk about spending because they approach their spendings without having a budget. If you are listening to me today, you are earning and you are spending without a budget, you are doing something so bad to yourself and to your financial future. You need to track your spendings on a daily basis so that by the end of the month, you can be able to have an estimate of how much you spend to help you come up with a proper budget. When you're preparing your budget, remember to include your house rent as well as the school fees that you could be paying for your children. It is very wrong to pay a very high percentage of your house rent as well as school fees if it is beyond your earnings. Don't stay in a certain neighborhood because your friends are staying there. Don't take your children to a very expensive school because your friends are taking their children there. You are going to be overspending, overcommitting yourself, and you will only put yourself into a serious financial slavery or bondage that you might never be able to get yourself out of. The best way to approach your spendings is by having a budget. Have one if you don't.
How do you think we should approach savings?
The best way to approach our savings is by having a consistent discipline of savings. If you are not saving, then you are not careful about your future. You are not careful about making more money in your life. And if an emergency strikes, you see, you could be fired. You could be sick such that you cannot be able to work any longer. An accident can occur. A pandemic can occur. Anything can occur. If you don't have savings, my friend, it will be a tough time for you. Having that consistent discipline in saving is the best way to approach your savings. There are many people who do not have some emergency fund for themselves, some emergency savings, which makes them to be at a very difficult time if they lose their jobs, if they can no longer be able to work, if they can no longer be able to earn. Many people around the world recommend that you should be having in your bank account at least 3 months of your spending as part of emergency savings. But I have a different opinion of this. I think with the lessons we learned with COVID-19, a world pandemic, it is only safe to have between 9 months to 1 year of your monthly spending as part of your emergency savings. These days, 3 months might not be enough for you to get a job if you lost one. It might even take you a whole year or even 2 years to get a new job. And therefore, if you only have 3 months of saving, yes, it is good, but it is not good enough. Try to have at least 9 to 1 year of your spendings as part of your emergency savings so that when disaster strikes, you are well prepared. Remember, when you are saving, have a target so that you can be guided by that target of how much savings you need to attain so that you can make a certain move in your life, for example, an investment. Have a target at all times so that it can guide your saving, so you know how much you are saving and what you are saving it for.
How do you think we should approach investing?
The best way to approach investment is by taking a proper risk calculation. If, for example, you saved 1 million shillings for an investment, it will be so unwise to venture into an investment that you do not understand well and you have not taken any step to acquire knowledge, information, or financial advice on that investment. It will be completely unwise to spend the 10 million shillings you've been saving for 5 years, for 10 years, or even a loan you could have taken when you've not understood the risk involved in the investment that you're about to make. You better spend even 10% of that investment you are intending to get proper professional investment advice so that you can understand the risk involved and the risk to be well calculated so that you don't end up like many people losing that amount of money within the first 3 or 4 months of investing. Financial, professional education on investments is very important. There are so many investment opportunities in the world today, but not all of them will work for you, and not all of them will work in any geographical region because of so many factors put together, including political factors. It is therefore very wise that before you make an investment, gather proper professional investment advice so that you may stand better and higher chances of succeeding in the business, in the investment that you are about to make. Financial education is very important, and many people lack this, making them to work for so many years, to work so hard, but still become very poor. Working very hard, but being very poor. Earning so much, but being very poor through their lives. I wish you success in the business, in the investment, and in your personal and family finances.
Thank you very much for taking your time to talk about this subject.
You are most welcome.